TCU was like, we're coming back hybrid, masks are required, we're like, okay, well this sounds like a really good idea to kind of shore up the idea of wearing masks on campus with the Protect the Purple campaign and get TCU involved and kind of being more creative instead of being like, it's a chore to wear a face mask. Like, can you kind of make it fun? Can you kind of personalize it? Can you make a statement with your face mask? Hopefully spring some questions into people's minds about face masks and about socially, like this, it's such a different thing. Like we are losing body language for most of our face now. And so it's like smiling at people, which is a very Texas thing, is totally gone. How do you deal with that? Like, because all of our social cues are so gone now, like no shaking hands, smiling, now you really have to be really verbal and animated with your hands.
And there's been a lack of sewing materials, so elastic and needle and threads has been hard to locate in some areas. So people have been forced to use, non-traditional materials and sewing from fabric that you wouldn't normally use. And I think a lot of the students have used those non-traditional materials to make these masks.
So for the show, we didn't require the mask to be functional. We didn't want to limit people and their creativity with having it be a functional 2-layer cotton mask, So we were definitely like, we just want people to think outside the box about the ideas of mask wearing and kind of this putting something over your face, like a box with just plastic cellophane on the front. But then thinking about the streamers one, like, you're probably not going to get the best seal around the face. The idea of kind of having this visual thing like coming out of your mouth. But then thinking about fabric and like, so Brittany's piece, our winning piece, it's all out of fabric because it's a huge turtleneck with a mask that's separate, with a hat and a shirt. But she designed the print as well. Sure, you can make a very standard mask, but like even the print can be really expressive.
Or fashion going forward, the mask might start showing up in what we buy in our clothing going forward.
So I think the basic like blue medical mask is pretty standard, but at the same time it's like you can't reuse them. So it's like thinking also about the environment and like reusing masks and washing them, like all those like blue little masks that you use for a day, it's like they're just going to go in the trash. It is going to become part of our fashion and our daily lives. I think as far as like with the unique materials in the show, they're maybe not the most functional masks, but again, that wasn't necessarily part of the call. Our entry over here is made out of plants. It's not covering his nose and his mouth at all. So thinking about kind of like the more personification of nature in that mask.
She has a cardboard monster mouth with her hand that she cut out coming out. And when she thought about an art mask for the first, couple months of the pandemic, it was just somebody, shouting at her, "Don't touch your mouth."
Sarah's piece, not only is it just like gorgeously constructed, but like she's using, colors and materials from her heritage. The fact that she's using her culture and she's using materials, and even if you don't know a lot about her culture, it's like you feel like she's definitely honoring it in this piece. That what's visible and what's hidden with a mask, thinking about the face being hidden and then kind of having this like dialogue that's maybe behind the scenes.